And look, it's very reminiscent of 2021. And my analysis on this is all of these meme stocks could go to zero, all the companies that are in this bucket that Roundhill came out with. And I don't think it would affect the market. So, you know, if BM&R went to zero, it wouldn't affect the market as much as I love BM&R. If QBTS went to zero, if Open Door, Plug, Cypher, ASTS, which a lot of these names I really don't think are meme stocks. I think they're just like retail names that they threw into this bucket. But a lot of these names are under 10 billion in market cap, 20 billion at most, right? So if these names were to go to zero, it wipes out a lot of retail flows, but it does not stop Microsoft, Meta, or any of the big companies that matter. So in 2021, again, the reason this was really toppy was because the biggest companies in the world were, Meta was worth $1 trillion in 2021. It nowhere near deserved to be worth $1 trillion. Now one could argue Meta deserves to be worth 3.5 trillion if you give them a somewhat reasonable multiple compared to their forward EPS growth. So it's like,
all right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about the slight delay getting on here this morning, but all is good.
This is the barometer for how we discuss what's going on with this market. And as a result, I think that's why this market can continue. So that's what we got going on right there in terms of some of these retail stats as well. Benny says, where's the margin expansion coming from Amcor, 13% gross margin? So this is not a margin story for Amcor. This is a doubling of revenue story, in my opinion. And this is you're not really valuing it on PE basis. You're valuing it on a price of sales basis. So this is more so a question of, hey, if American onshoring is happening at scale, will this have the growth that is able to support that, or is it obvious that they should be able to grow if American manufacturing is?
Good morning. Good morning.
Also, it's at 24 times. The industry average is at 35 times. So any level of margin.
How's my one viewer doing here? Good morning to you, good sir or woman, but probably a male, considering that my audience on YouTube is almost 100% male, and assuming that you're probably gay.
But I'm looking for more opportunities in this market.
So today's gonna be a good day. Why? Because every day is a good day when you wake up. So really, I'm just gonna try to keep things fairly simple. Good morning, Michael Lee. So pretty much, I feel like yesterday I was getting a little in the weeds with a lot of things. So I'm just gonna try to do my best to keep things as simple as possible. But yeah, so 1 second. The market is back to positive, so I'm on the long side right now. I bought some long at the end of the day close yesterday. Well, I bought long for the system 2 times yesterday. So the first long, see, I'm already doing it. My brain works too fast. Basically bought 2 longs yesterday as it relates to the S&P system and UPRO. Once when we recovered the 50 SMA, once we broke down, I closed for a loss. And then towards the end of the day, we broke back over the 50 SMA, so I started adding long at the end of the day right into the close, and now we're back into a positive move. Basically, anytime the market starts to recover the 50 SMA, I'm looking to go long to a degree. So yesterday, end of day, what happens? The market did what? It broke back over the 50 SMA, which is that green line I put on the screen. So what's that mean? That means the market went back to positive. So that's why you're seeing this break up, pull back to green line, and bounce. Why? Because above is positive, below is negative. So when you break out, you pull back, back test, try to continue. All right. So we've already done a higher low in the pre-market session as it relates to our systems. Okay. So pretty much that means the market has 2 options, to go up or go down. Thanks, Connor. Anytime, brothers, anytime. Well, pretty much what's that mean? It means since we're in a positive market, the opportunity to go up is greater. In the event we are signaled and the market turns bearish or whatever, then we're going to do what? We will target back to the 50 SMA first. So our pullback target, if markets actually perform bearish, is going to be 671.03. All right. If we are not signaled to be bearish going into today, like at the open, blah, blah, this long does not fall apart, then obviously you're going to be looking towards the upside. All right. Haven't really put too much thought into upside targets for the moment. Okay. The same story as always, right? So the market is positive, so our bias is long. The only thing that changes our bias generally is if we are signaled on the VIX. So let's look at the VIX, what happened with the VIX. So just like the market, right? So you see what what'd the market do overnight? Well, actually, let me make this smaller. And do remember, guys, that whenever you see me talking on stream, well, whenever we're on streaming, every single day we're teaching the same exact thing. It never changes, okay? The price points may change, but everything we teach day in and day out, it's the same exact thing every single day. So when we come up with trade ideas and plans and where markets are going to move to before they move to, it's the same thing every day. All right, just different sets of tools, but same thing. Alrighty, so look at this. What happens? Market does what? Breaks over the 50 SMA, pulls back to the 50 SMA. What ended up happening at the end of the day with the VIX? The VIX did what? The VIX broke down the 50 SMA, and then in the morning session right now, what do? We back tested the 50 SMA. All right. So this is market staying positive, VIX remaining negative. The only way we're going to look to short today's market is if we open up on the day and all of the market internals are bearish, right? Or if the VIX tells us to be selling the market. So in which ways would the VIX today signal to be more bearish on the market? Number one, if it were to break out the 50 SMA, which is, it's actually, the price points probably change a little bit, so let's just make sure I have this all accurate for a second. Let's go into here. It is a little different, so hold on. Let's just get it all perfectly accurate, which is right. That's close enough right there. And then we need the 1 hour. That's right there. Alright, so pretty much this is it. This is the 1 hour and the 30-minute. The only way we're going to look to sell the markets, number one, is pretty much the VIX has to go up, right? I know it sounds kind of silly, but I mean, that's really it. If the VIX goes up, then we'll be bearish the market. And the reason I say that is because this is the 1 hour, so if we break out the 1 hour and or the 30-minute, these are important trends to spread fear into the market. It's the same thing we did yesterday. We started spreading fear into the market, and I'll show you real quick. I'm just going to extend these to the left because they're about the same price point as they are today as they were yesterday. So we'll just do this. It's not perfect, but extend left, and we'll do this. Extend left. All right, so the same thing would have happened. Same thing for yesterday. You would hear me say, "Hey guys, we'll look to be bearish the market if we start to break out the 1 hour in the 30-minute, because then fear is starting to come into the market." So what happened yesterday? Well, from the previous day, we'll just call it markets break down, markets back test, break over the 1 hour, break over the 30-minute, they back test, they continue up, right? So 30-minute 1 hour breakout yesterday, fear spreads into the market, we sell things down. Same thing today, except it's different. What do? We broke down, now we've back tested, and now we're under. So if we remain under, we'll continue longs in the market. If we start to get above, transition to the 30 and back above, the markets will be a little bit more fearful today, and longs probably won't work as well. So generally speaking, 30-minute, 1 hour are great levels to follow for the volatility index as it relates to fear increasing or decreasing. All right. So let me redo some of that stuff. All the stuff that a company has to do to succeed has to be there. But does it deserve a $40 billion valuation? That's subjective. Seeing a video like that, I had. Oh yeah, here's another little rule for you guys that I don't know that I haven't taught you yet. But this is how to know when the markets are probably going to be a little bit more choppy, kind of like we're seeing. When I say choppy, the movement on the trading days has been just fine, right? That's a good sell move, that's a good long move, that's a good sell move. But if you look at the market as a whole, what's it doing? It's going to do it going back and forth, right?
there's a regular route from my parents' house.
And I'm actually kind of late to telling you guys this. I wasn't even really paying attention to myself, but this is one of the it's a rule that I follow, if you will. I'm trying to, where's my, there it is. I won't be able to. I have to go to a different chart for this real quick.
So like the point is, we need more verticals. We need FSD. We need robots. We need personal assistants.
I'm going to this guy here. Come on, Thinkorswim, would you work? You're only a bajillion-dollar company. Alright, gotta add a simple moving
I'm really excited
average.
to see this video from Figure. Hopefully we get more videos like this. Hopefully we get eventual deals and partnerships with the biggest companies.
Alright, so pretty much this is how this works.
But we kind of have to.
It's a good way of understanding that you're going to be in more of a side, or more of just kind of like a swing back and forth market. Which, oh my goodness.
That's what we got. That's what we got from
There we go.
Figure. Yeah, dude,
Right here. So this would be 10 SMA moving below 50 SMA, which is supposed to be bearish in terms of, you know, moving average stuff, blah, blah, blah. I don't really listen to it in that regard. I'm just bullish above 50 SMA, bearish below 50 SMA. I don't really use the 10 SMA for confirmation in that regard. There's the 10 SMA breaking over the 50 SMA again, and then here's the 10 SMA breaking below the 50 SMA again. So essentially, this is what I call the rule. Is if I call this back-to-back false crossing, right? So we had a bearish cross, 10 below 50, does not result in a good sell-off, right? Then we have what? The following day, the 10 SMA cross over the 50 SMA, market goes up into a buy move, right, etc. Following day, what happens? 10 SMA below the 50 SMA. All right, vice versa. Look at back here. Look at back here when the 10 crossed over the 50, right? When the 10 SMA crossed over the 50 back here, we had a buy move, right? That's a successful long operation. All right. This is a short-term sell move. 10 SMA crosses below, no follow through. Buy move, 10 SMA crosses above, no real kind of follow through, etc., etc. So basically the rule is, it's very simple. When you're getting back-to-back crossing within a 1 to 2 day period multiple times, it's an so that's it. Is if you get 2, not 3, 2. If you get 2 back-to-back crosses within a short window, usually a day, that's where my brain says we're in a sideways kind of back and forth market, a seesaw right now. And now we have a range created in the market from this high to this high. And now it's kind of sounds dumb saying it, but now the market is pretty much going to be in seesaw action until we get out of that range. Because we've created this range of seesaw action. We weren't doing long operations, we're doing this back and forth swindle, false crossing. So when you do that, you're a little bit more optimistic that you're going to be just kind of doing this random back and forth stuff. But anyways, we're on the long side of the market. We even have a gap up today. I wonder if we're going to do a 161 move off this gap. We might do a gap and go here. Let's see. If we do a gap and go, the first rule is that it's going to go up to the 161, which would be right here. Oh, this is SPY. Sorry, that's incorrect. I don't do it's a strategy for SPX. My apologies.
Salesforce is up a little bit, Meta's up a little bit.
But either way, we probably already hit the target on SPX. So whenever we have a gap and go, generally speaking, the first thing is to see the markets go to the 161 of the overnight gap. So if we take the open to previous day's close, we already hit 161 here. We're probably going to be getting 261 here in a second. So you can clearly see this straightforward, right? Market opens up, runs to 161. Next will be 261 right there. Bing, bing, boom. Ching, ching. So, pretty cool. Anyways, there's that. So, like we said before, we're on the long side of the market, riding a little bit of UPRO, 3 times leverage ETF up. So, if the market goes up 1%, I'll make 3% on that. If the market goes up 2%, I'll make 6%. If it goes up 3%, I make 9%, etc., etc. Good morning, guys, and that's how you be on the right side of the market once again. I know it's a beautiful thing. Everybody this morning's probably all mad. They're all like, what the heck? I don't understand it. It was just bearish the other day, then it was bullish, now it's bearish, now it's bullish, and this is exactly how we swindle people. And it's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful thing. So, if you had wanted to be long the markets, the best time to have gotten long the SPY would have basically been yesterday in the after hours. or today in the early pre-market at the price of 671. So if you did not buy like I did yesterday at the close as we got over in the 50 SMA, or you did not buy on the dip to the 50 SMA, not that the market won't continue going up, you're just elevating your risk now. So again, if you did not participate where computers and algorithms do, you're just late, which is okay. It just is what it is. Most people are going to be late. I'm late a couple times. I'm usually don't have perfect entries. My entry from yesterday is actually pretty darn good. But yeah, generally speaking, most investors and traders are always going to be late in terms of what we're teaching here, because remember, computers and algorithms run the market, not people, really. I mean, we do, but, you know, so most people aren't paying attention at the close. Most people aren't even up at 5, 6 in the morning watching the market. So again, the markets like to perfectly test levels when participation levels will be very low too. That's another thing that happens as well. So, yeah. Let me delete some of this random stuff. Alright, so we've gone up, hit the 161, the 261 off the gap. So essentially initial gap and go targets have completed. Again, basically this is how it works. Anytime you get a gap and go, SPX is always going to go up to 161, almost always, right? Off a gap. So we've already hit 161 and 261 extension targets for today's gap. That's essentially that early morning pop you're seeing. You guys haven't seen me talk about that strategy too much on stream, only because it's kind of been a strategy we haven't seen work too frequently. It used to work 70% of the time. As of late, it's only working like 40-50% of the time. So I figured it would work today just because we're opening up inside of yesterday's body and a bunch of other random stuff. But so yeah, good morning to you guys. Also, by the way, Bitcoin hit our pullback target last night. Posted a video about it. It doesn't really matter if I posted a video about it or not, but yes, it did hit our pullback target. Where's our pullback target? Right there. What's that make that? That makes that support. So yesterday we came into pullback target and support bounce location. So real quick, I'll go to a daily chart just to show you this real fast, and then we'll get back into the SPY. All right, so we're going to zoom into Bitcoin here, just as it's been on the chart for a couple days now. Pullback targets, right? So what do? We came back into the high side of the zone, right? So where's support? Support is the sell target, and that is support. All right, so if you got, so it's kind of like the 50 SMA. If you did not get long yesterday on Bitcoin when we came into our sell target, then you're late, right? So if your entry was not there and you're buying here, as it relates to short-term trading, you're late. Your entry should have been basically in that bottom for a long. Am I long the Bitcoin market there? No, because I hold long-term anyways. And personally, I think we might go a little lower. But anyways, so I did not take necessarily a trade for that long. But the point being is if you wanted to trade into a long play, that would be an ideal entry for short-term participation. All right. But our pullback targets are completing there, so that's good. Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin, markets are going up. It's kind of expected. Markets are in a buy signal. We're over the 50 SMA, so we're supposed to be participating on the long side more than the short side, unless the VIX tells us to do so, which clearly it's not. And if you look at the market internals are kind of bullish. Not really, though. It's mainly just, it's really mainly just the Magnificent Seven once again. I mean, since the open, really, S&P issues are not long, NASDAQ's not long. Nothing's really long. Most things are just flat, so this long move that we're seeing, to me, is more of just kind of squeezing out short sellers from yesterday, but there isn't really a lot of participation on the market. But regardless, doesn't matter. We have to stay on the long side because we're positive trend, so you guys know the deal. Oh, I mean, guys, does it get any easier? I mean, think about it. Does it really get any easier? It doesn't. And when I say does it get any easier, I mean, does it though? Look at, we take one line, literally one SMA. That's it. One SMA and one time frame. and a couple dumb highlighter mistakes on Thinkorswim or TradingView. Oh my gosh, the market's going up today. Who would have thought? Crazy.
Trying to get its way to 150 right
Again,
now.
that literally is how simple it is, guys. Look at, if you're below, bearish. If you're above, bullish. If you're below, bearish. If you're above, bullish. It's that simple. You do not need to search the internet far and wide anymore. Well, unless you want to fine-tune some other things, but that is literally all you need to be on the right side of the market pretty much every single day. Can anybody assume what the news is going to be today? Stocks recover gains again. You know, what was the news yesterday? What were these dummies saying yesterday? I can't wait. Let's see what they sold the public on yesterday.
Or 30.30, which is the actual all-time high.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Yahoo Finance. Nasdaq futures take a breath as shutdown drag. So 38 minutes ago, Yahoo Finance said the futures are dragging because shutdown fears are fearful again, even though 3 days ago they weren't. You know, see what I'm saying? Just more BS. But the Nasdaq futures take a breather as the shutdown drags on. What? Are you talking about the futures just exploding to the moon this morning, Yahoo? Idiot. Stock market Dow futures inch up ahead of sentiment data. Well, that's kind of correct. What about, let's see, is there anything further back from yesterday? I'm trying to go into like yesterday, but...
Yeah, it's not some massive position, but I do think, you know, in 6 to 8 months...
Oh, here you go. Bloomberg one day ago. Stock rally hits a wall amid signs of overheating. Markets wrap. Oh, really? And then we just blow the market up today. Good one. Good one, Bloomberg. More like Bloom turd. CNBC 17 Nasdaq retreat from record highs, and then we just blow it right back up to pretty much all-time highs again. Absolute idiots working at these organizations. Not really, but you know, all fun and games, all joking. Thank you everybody for tuning in this morning. Appreciate it. All right, so the long move's been doing pretty good here. Cannot complain. I mean, obviously, what did we expect was going to happen when the market went positive? To go bearish? I mean, it could have, but we were not signaled to do so. So right now, we're probably going to be, I don't know, I haven't really took too much time to look at some of the intraday stuff. I've just been thinking about the macro and understanding we're on a long right now, but we're going to be doing a pullback here into the volume weighted average price most likely. It's already pretty much done it because you're going to take the breakout, so our current little micro pullback would have been here. Oh, come on, just work. So lame. There you go. So that's where our current, as you can see, it doesn't matter. I speak too much. All you guys really need me to do is just draw boxes on the screen and tell you it's going to go here, go there, and then log off and come back tomorrow.
The Department of War, if I'm not wrong. And that's why this one had a really good week. I forgot the amount of the contract, but yeah, I mean, past month is up 50%, dude. A lot of these drone names, along with Ondas, Kratos, all of them.
I mean, so far, again, really, there's not a whole lot that's moving very bullish in the market. You kind of have a couple Magnificent 7 stocks. Other than that, that's really it. That's the only thing driving prices higher right now. So if at any point the Magnificent 7 have some weakness, then the tops will get shorted on the market. Vice versa, if the S&P issues or any of the issues in the other underlying markets start to pick up steam, then we'll continue to ramp this market up off highs. I'm not really sure which one it's going to be for the moment, but yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at for market in terms. We did have, I think, a 30-minute, so we just closed out the 30-minute fair value here. So there's a 30-minute fair value gap. Not that I watch those, but I'm paying attention to them a little bit more. Pretty much just layering it on my own strategies, but we just closed out the 30-minute fair value there. What about the VIX? VIX is still down. VIX is still negative. Really nothing to write home about there? Is there anything
So not too bad.
that
Rocket Lab, did we break 73?
suggest? I
Did we break
don't
73? We did
know.
not yet.
Nothing,
73.50.
nothing,
We did not.
nothing.
71.30.
Okay.
It's giving up a little bit of that momentum from 73. So you're just below on those levels. Yeah, Dragos is in everything that goes up. I was like, bro, are you in IONQ? He's like, yeah. I was like, are you in Iran? He's like, yeah. Easy. He's at me in Hood, too. He got into Hood early, I think, at like 30, 40 bucks. So he's had a pretty awesome year. Okay, let's see some of the other headlines that we've got going on. By the way, Fear and Greed, dude. Take a look at Fear and Greed. Could anyone believe we're at neutral? Like, does anyone actually believe we're at neutral with seeing all these Bitcoin miners go up 7% every day this week? We're in neutral. We're in freaking neutral. I mean, and look, Fear and Greed Index, it's been relatively accurate over the past 10 years. If you just put the S&P on top of the Fear and Greed Index, like, you tend to see when you get to extreme greed, we sell off. When you get to extreme fear, we go up. So if we're in neutral, I mean, we just might have some more excitement to go towards the end of the year, which would end up being very, very strong for the broader markets. NVIDIA right there trying to break through 193 again, got to 193.6 today. SoFi, 29.50. That's bullish. 29.50 is a big one. Let me check resistance at 30 and see if we can get there. I'm not in P-Lab. I like the thesis on that, but I'm not in it. Amcor to me is a little bit more attractive. Both of them kind of the same thesis around semiconductor onshoring in the United States. But not in P-Lab. Also, you know, the other reason I wanted to buy Amcor is because I really do want to start diversifying some of the names that I'm in. I know we talk a lot about the core names, but 2026, one of my main goals is like to find at least 10 to 15 stocks that even if you throw like $1,000 at them, just to get better as a stock picker, can you find names that are not the most obvious names that are out there, like the Rocket Lab. But also, it's like, you know, it's to improve.
Yeah, market just pretty much holding up. Nothing to really write home about so far.
Amcor to me over the past couple of days just seems obvious, but it's kind of a challenge to me as well to see if I can find different names that are there. SoFi 29.60. I'm trying to find resistance at 30. My Robinhood's not really showing me the order book. It's being a little laggy right here, but it's still moving. 29.65.
Again, markets are just on the long side. Pretty straightforward. We're in a buy
S&P
move.
right there, 673.70.
VIX is broken down. Volatility is breaking down. Market internals are not exceptionally bearish. Pretty much just mainly flat to slightly bullish this morning. So markets are obviously just forcing up.
Zeta's cool. I don't understand that much about their.
Again, it's really easy stuff.
They just had some conference yesterday. So
Supposed to be long since this morning at 6 a.m.
I gotta do a lot more.
There you go. Voila. Cheers.
Year to date, it's up 8%. It trades at 20x EBITDA. When I was looking at some of the financials last week, the average stock in their place trades at like 50x EBITDA. So you could definitely say that it's not like the most expensive.
No, don't gotta say sorry. We're not. I mean, we're just doing what we normally do. Just letting everyone know markets are on the long side.
I just haven't done enough DD to get super excited about it. Marvell, what do we have on Marvell? That one's been moving, 93.48.
It's probably gonna be a pretty. I don't know.
Okay, so the upgrade we got yesterday from Needham.
Definitely a forced move, but
and basically the argument that Needham made was very simple. They're like, hey, we are increasing our EPS targets by 27% for next quarter and adjusted EBITDA by 10%. It's a massive move against consensus estimates. And they also think Robinhood's going to enter new verticals and expand growth opportunities in 2026. So for them, they're like, hey, we think the growth's not stopping. We think they're going to have new verticals, and we think the streets are vastly underestimating how strong Q3 is going to be. And as a result, you're getting a Robinhood that's potentially starting to normalize over 150, which is exciting to see. Applied Digital, wow, 26% move, 37.90. That's moving on. By the way, for those that were in,
I mean, yeah, realistically, there's I wish I had more to say, but I really don't.
I missed it this year.
Markets are probably just going to keep grinding to the upside until something changes, realistically.
Right now, but these stocks were trading at $5-6. You know, now they're in the 20s. And you know, Oklo is like the real outlier here that went from 6 to 160. But a lot of these names, I mean, Trump banged the table that nuclear energy is what he cares about with executive orders. and you kind of just have to follow this stuff. So for those that were in these names, congratulations, because they've done incredibly well. Even Intel, 38.74, hit 39.65 today. Intel's up 80%.
LUNR is in an uptrend. Uptrend on the 4-hour started at $8.58. Last uptrend on the 30-minute started at $10. Yeah, I mean, it's in an uptrend. Things look good. It's been steadily grinding to the upside. You're by no means early. If anything, you would arguably be late. But yeah, I mean, looks good. Micro pullback target complete there on the market. As you can see, SPY pulled back down too. Little box, cuckoo. And that one's done. Nice pullback here on the market. We're arguably got as far as down to there. Nice pullback. Look at the pullback. Market's coming into a little bit of 1-minute support over under here, just an FYI.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
So again, this is the 1-minute volume weighted average price trend from the start of the day. And again, if we do find some support in this area, market will be looking to bounce back to prices of 67353. So again, it's kind of an important level. See if the intraday holds here or not. If not, we'll just readjust to something else. Who knows? All right, so 1-minute volume weighted average price, no support hold off the rip there. Our current, again, still a current counter trend target is going to be back towards pretty much the box that I just put on the chart there. But obviously, momentum has to change.
Order filled. Order filled. Order rejected.
The Mag 7 are starting to be bearish now. Pretty much everything in the market's kind of flipping bearish as far as the market internals there. Like I said, I mean, things change pretty quickly, but if you look at the market internals, look at everything's kind of red there a little bit. So, you know, pretty straightforward.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Again, counter pop levels still the same.
Order filled. 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 Order rejected. Order rejected. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Alrighty. I mean, don't really know what else to say. You know, it's all pretty straightforward stuff. Market internals, like I said before, weren't extremely bullish today. We have pretty much what? The Magnificent Seven doing pretty much all the work. Everything else flat, sideways down, flat, sideways down, flat, sideways down. So when you're seeing this market correct off these highs, you really shouldn't be surprised. Again, there's only really one market moving bullish today, and that was, well, one market. It's really just a handful of stocks. That's pretty much it. Everything else is kind of meh. Alrighty.
Order rejected.
Good, market's just working its way on this back test right now. Alright, so there's our top-down volume weighted average price back test complete as suggested, you know, however long ago. Pretty straightforward.
Order filled. Order filled.
Oh boy, what a lovely day it's been. Long press up, pull back down. Yeah, sorry guys. I mean, I wish I was more fun. I can't sit here and just scream at the screen and scream at you guys. There's no point.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Rejected. Order filled. 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 Order filled.
Oh, my bad, yo's, my bad. Didn't really say anything important, so, but I appreciate it, my bad. Yeah, my mic was muted there for a check. But yeah, again, straightforward, just nothing's bullish in the market for the moment. We have bearish market internals, so we went into a buy signal yesterday afternoon. We launched the market into a buy move from basically 6 a.m. off support, rallied it up, and then market opens, and nothing is moving bullish as it relates to market internals. There it is. So when I say nothing's moving bullish, it has nothing to do with what the price of the market's doing in real time. It has everything to do with all the stuff that make the price of the market. So again, NASDAQ, S&P, advancing declining issues. Only thing moving positive are a couple fangs. I don't know which ones, but just a few. Again, Medi, currently I'm pretty much not working at all in our private group. Everything I'm doing is just here for free on YouTube. By you signing up in that kind of private group, you're pretty much going to be working with my business partner, Brandon, who is, I would say, more of like a top 1% trader. Very profitable, extremely consistent, longest day winning streak I think he had was like near 200 days green in a row, etc., etc. So that's essentially who you're working with. And then I'm just basically here on YouTube as our face, kind of doing, if you will, marketing, but pretty much just everything for free. You know, you pretty much don't have to. Essentially, you could tune into our stream for free every day and basically not have to pay for a subscription if you don't want, because generally speaking, most subscriptions that you pay for probably won't even be nearly as accurate as we are on the stream as far as basically predicting if markets are going to be bullish, bearish, and then where they're going to go to in the micro. But then again, Brandon's a phenomenal trader, so it's like if you want to be, you know, essentially live trading with someone who's doing, you know, a lot more trades than, say, someone like me every single day, then maybe that's for you. A little more guiding, like, you know, a lot of the traders in our private group are actually very good traders these days, at least a good handful of them. But yeah, anyways, that being said, the objective of our YouTube live stream is to basically, like I said, predict if markets are going to be bullish, bearish, and essentially how and where they're going to move to in real time. That way you could essentially avoid paying for, you know, essentially subscription anywhere, right? That's basically our objective. Is to provide an actually good free service that's arguably better than everyone's paid service. That's our objective here. But like I said before, that might be hard to do that, though. Might be hard to provide such a service far and wide. Again, pretty straightforward. Little VWAP off previous low, little anchor McDanker. That's going to be our pullback and slash little 1 minute micro support. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, so I mean, if you join the group because you want to work with me, you know, I could just easily give you a refund and just be on your way. But if you want to hang out and trade with Brandon and see basically how that dude can make, you know, $1 bazillion every single day like it's nothing, then I would say trade with him. But yeah, I have your email. I saw it, but yeah, if you want, you know, I can always refund, and you don't have to be in the private group if you just want to hang out here all day. No hairs off my back.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Discord. Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. Totally forgot. All right. My goodness, why is everything gotta be so freaking slow on the computer? Sorry guys, again, I don't have a whole lot to say. There really isn't a whole lot to say. I mean, it's pretty much nothing. We had a good long move in the morning, then we had a nice little pullback there, and now the markets are just kind of slow, little curl on the 1 minute. Again, it's basically a repeat of everything over and over and over. I don't currently have any sort of good price targets to really aim for or anything like that. It's kind of just one of those situations where I'm looking at the chart and don't really have a whole lot to say. If I did, I would tell you to do something. Matthew M. Chase at Gmail. Matthew M.
Order filled. Order filled.
Matthew M. Chase. Sorry, guys, I'm going through an email right now. All right, sorry about that. I'm back here. I had to send out an email there. All right, so again, pretty straightforward. We're just gonna take a VWAP, anchor to the previous high here, and then when algorithms and computers want to and are ready, we're just gonna retrace this market back to about there, just as you're seeing. Actually, this one needs maybe even a breakdown VWAP. It probably does because we kind of broke structure there, but yeah, so that's your counter pop right about there. Yay! How crazy!
Order filled.
Such a scam.
Order filled. Order filled.
Again, we've completed the counter retrace level there on the market. So either it breaks out or pulls back to the next VWAP. Pretty straightforward there. And so there's the scammed up breakout.
Order filled.
So again, you can see here basically what happened. You have a leg down. This would be a 1 minute lower high. Instead of holding a lower high here, they squeeze out the 1 minute stop amount. Pretty basic stuff. best case scenario for the market is it just launches off into an absolute moonshot from here and then continues the buy signal. But yeah, we'll see about that, because really nothing's been moving that great today. So the only way that happens is if the market internals on the S&P start changing and picking up and actually being good, which probably won't happen, but we'll see. Have a good one, Steve. Yep, have a good one. Have a good one, my guy.
Order filled. Order filled.
Again, guys, wish I had more to say. Really don't. It's all the same stuff over and over and over every single day. So, it gets relatively boring. Again, Bitcoin probably just going to sell down to the pullback targets. Pretty straightforward.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Speaking of, I actually kind of think I might. Sure. Why not?
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Oh, there goes the market, hitting the old two-step Magoo to the upside. Pretty straightforward. Sorry, it's not on the screen, but obviously you guys already know. What did we just talk about? Basically, market, anchor VWAP off previous low, breakup candle, etc. As long as market holds above, higher lows here, market flip up, cuckoo. Again, you're still swing long the market. Why? Because it's over the 50 SMA. So again, as long as the market is what? As long as the market is above the green line on the chart, market is a bullish market. Hence why we've seen up, pullback, up, pullback, up, pullback, bounce, etc. Do do do. Again, definitely got to be a little cautious there on the old Bitcoin, because obviously, not that it has to go down, but I mean, arguably the targets are going to be down into like 117,000 there. So, just an FYI. Oh boy. Again, still got some small position on UPRO because obviously the market's positive. So until it flips back negative, I will be holding these shares. So, yep. Again, current pullback target Bitcoin, or sorry, current pullback target SPY, pretty much just to wherever I'm drawing this box. There you go. Actually, there's a breakout view at, but either way. So here you go. Market's going to pull back into that box. That's job well done. Already happened. Again, that's how high-frequency trading computers like to move markets. Nothing bullish. But to be honest, can't really say. Honestly, I might hop off early today. I'm already kind of bored, to be honest. We had a good long move, a couple good short moves, about 10:30 Friday. Other good stuff to do. So I don't know if I'm really gonna sit here any longer. But yeah, there's the pullback targets basically happening. More foresight analysis. Yay. You know what? Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I just don't really have the energy in me today and sit here and just repeat things over and over and over. So maybe we need a little weekend of rest, come back sharp for Monday morning so we can just repeat the same exact things over and over. But yeah, so hopefully you guys have a good weekend. And make sure to make sure to tune back in Monday, I guess. I don't know. Have a good one. Cheers. Sorry, Ain. I mean, yeah, we already. I don't know what to say. I mean, we've already done the jam. Again, you know, if you wanted to be long the market, you're supposed to be long the market here or here. I mean, yeah, you can do little scalp moves in between here, but the big play was you had to be long over this 50 SMA and or long at the back test, and that's it, right? So the two important spots were yesterday at the close and this morning pre-market. Now, everything else in between here, there's tons of different trades you can take, but, you know, the macro trend has already flipped back to positive, so we've already done the start of a long move. We already did the gap and go up to 161,261. We've already pulled back the 1 minute volume weighted average price trend. We've already lower high'd off the high a day rejection, etc. So a lot of the easier moves to kind of map off have pretty much been done, you know. But yeah, either way, we'll be back on Monday. Maybe I'll be a little more cheerful then. Like I said, once you sit here in front of a computer every day, all day, it gets a little old. But anyways, as you can see, pullback target what? So market went up. We took the previous leg of the market, pulled it back down, volume weighted average price, and there's a bounce. So again, that's how you predict where higher lows are going to take place in the market and where computers want to pull markets back to. All right, so don't do anything too crazy today, and I'll see you guys back Monday. And yeah, cheers.